chứ rồi trồng điện gì cái tên này già nó này lúc bé nó tiền đang ngồi plow xong ốp hàng đang ngồi bé cũng như bỏ lên vào, tại sao cũng như trong the capital hall trong sân phố sân Minnesota số sự nó cũng cho nên một sai cho Yia Xiong ở trong tôi chứng sự tua cho nó trong sân phố nó chỉ hay đủ đau thế cho làm cái sự tán họ sẽ được tôi chỉ cùng share tua tự tràn theo cái nhà những trong Yia Xiong theo trong số tụi nó trong tôi chứng sự tua lúc này tao là cũng cho bé một sai thì trong cái vấn đề bé bằng cái một sai nó cũng cho bé một sai ở bên tu committee cho họ event đó là have ở bên đó rồi bé cho này cho chỉ cho được tất cả nó cũng mà cho bé cái một sai họ cái tự tràn không nó thì trong cái
nhớ trong trong phong số đó cú yêu sao kỳ rèn đó cái cú ý sao này giờ
cú yêu và dễ sinh ra
giờ tôi chuyển giao chế lưu cho community justice for Yia Xiong nhớ trong đó nó cứ đi Yia Xiong tàu trâu tôi chứng sự tua giờ li nó giờ lu bé linh đô tỷ năng够包 no Friday bé số đó tua trong the state capital nhớ trong đó nó bé tua địa chất kiến nhân dân nó là hữu hay địa coalition chỉ có mong sự địa chỉ hay năng đủ hay năng khá thiết lực hay năng bé số đó tua sinh trí nhớ trong nó tua công tiền địa chất kiến nhân dân trong mong số đó giờ li nó cú sau khi dân thiết
và dễ ya
有糖果糊中内做能做多个，要种还点多讲杯，贴着给人人做杯种杯都也上，贴落了还能，要还点杯今贴着给人人，要头对杯贴门贴着给人人，杯叫梦到做多，浪点到多。要你那贴要话，我糊中内做能做多还点，个内要到多讲杯，超山的还点，我里内个要能对，古要能对。ก็ยอthay cho làยอกูยังมีอยู่ยอจะจีว่าเจยอต่อเจตัวจิมัวได้จีว่าตัวจิมัวกงมันเบตัวตัวยอเนี่ยจะวันเนี่ยว่าจีว่าตีจะน่าจะว่าจะthay choยอเนี่ยจึงตัวลู่หื้อจีจึงยอล่อชาขนาดจีเท่
ว่าเจ้าน่ะจะเชื่อแต่เนี่ยเชื่ออยู่ตัวเช้าเท่ว่าเจ้าวะ
ยังเลยเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเนี่ยยอเชื่ออยู่ตัวเช้าไปยอตัวลู่ rally ยอล่อตันเดน่ะยอไปอยู่ว่าเท่าเกยยอดจากเกย University คนนอยอลูกหอบเพียเคโรเนชัวร์เป้าบ้าเชียนนอมก็จะเอาตัวจอกูเทียบว่าเช่เทียบไปจง Community Justice for เยี่ยช่องเทียบจากเกยยังตัวเยี่ยว่าเจ้าโรลีคันดาท้าว่าเจ้าต่อมองทุนซิตี้ช่วงมีเดียว่าตัวยอดตรงแต่นอตัว capture แล้วยอตัวยังอยากเกียนนอต่อไปจงมองก่อนในตัวลีตรงต่อไปนอเทียบต่อไปชัวร์ป่อว่าเจ้ากูท้า introduce เราอยากเฮโรเน่เป๊ปตัวมัวเราอยากตุนชายพอละย่าตัวปัวลูซิงแคลิฟอร์เนียตัวกงเป็นยอดตัวขนาดนื้อปอให้เด็กขนาดอยากอีกขอเกยจีมัวเกยยันยังนู่นน่ะพาละที่ลียาเนี่ยห้องเงียจะยศจอมบริจาหล่อนื้อยศตัวก็ต่อนู่นน่ะนื้อตัวเจ้าตัวขนาดมอลูเชียดหงเลยนื้อเทียลีปังนื้อตัวแข้งตัวกับเจ้าตัวขนาดยาลีน่ากูเจียตัวนื้อท่าเน่ท่ามินจิง
กูจะมองเสดกูตุนูเลยย้อนเดินนอเทียแล้วตื้อหล่อมูเคียเขาหลึงในโตอีย่อวันทิศเลยปอเตียนชุนนอขึ้นเกาหลีกูปอได้วิดีโอซื้อลีนี่ปอจะโจน่ะปอยิ่งจีเหี่ยยิ่งจียัวยิ่งเจียจีเตาลีจะย่ออยู่ตุมงเตี้ยลีปืนเราจีจูเราปืนเราปอจะคอมพูชัวชิดตัวเนอเทีย and so กูตื้อตัวได้ตัวในที่นี้หัวนอกูว่าที่เจียเชียเตียกูใจมองไปจินยอกาจะไปตุ่มมองwhether นึงยังมองเฮอมองชงมองยาหรอนึงยังมองน่ะนู้นนึงให้จิตเอารู้เลยน่ะนึกขอtragedy เนาะยาเราว่าอีขอปอเธอเราว่าอีขอ change รู้ system เดจะตู้จิงสื่อเนาะก็เราป้าไปจะให้มองมันนี่เทียนนี่จิตเต้านี่เสร็จไปตัวว่าเกขี่ protest น่ะไปตัว protest เนาะก็เตนอจูเนาะมัวเตเคเสียตู้จิงสื่อเนาะตัวไปจนหนึ่งดอดี้ police brutality ลีละหายชิมัวจะเก่งยันยิงจินยันยิงโดนมองจินยันยิงโดนมีการดูวิไปอยากจะมองตัวได้ไปใช้แล้วใช้ไปชิมวนุงกีขอนอกว่าจินยันยังเราไปกูเทตัวลีเนาะก็ไปจอมองกูตีลีกูตุนนูจากขี้เทียว่าหัวเทียจะจงเรื่องไปจอสอสื่อทีวีนั่นหรอเจ้าไปขึ้นเกาหลีวิบีเขาไปเติร์ตัวหมู่ protest ลีเนาะไปอยู่ว่าตัวชิงจอเกียใจpolice reform แล้วก็เลย protect ที่เลย serve ไปก็เลยชัดตัวไปรู้จุดที่จะเกพงยืยวนต่อเกเนาะก็ไปชี้เคลียร์ work together ไปชี้ยังยัวเราตู้จิงสื่อไปชี้ว่าแต่มีเราเลยไป bây thọ có lỡ là work cho bây giờ lên từ mua ý tu họ hù ta lúa ấy giờ mong nó là next time là tua là giờ chủ chẳng pha ấy bây cho shouting cho mình lại cả đu cho mình lại cả đơ cho mấy everybody tuân hú nó tây xó sự này nhiều bỏ nâng giờ bao trăm mua cho tú chính sự là bỏ tên nó là giờ xả rồi rongวันđây là giờ tự ý chấp họตัวเราไปอีตัวหนึ่งวันที่เลิกโตเขาในมุมวันคอเลิกยังฟ้าจ่าเลิกเติร์ซอสื่อลีนอลีเมริกาเจ๋เลยไปตัวนั้นไปชี้เจ๋เลยแต่ไปท้อจะเก๋ปะไป walk for change เอคอนอไปที่ตัวจงบ่ลีนอมากูท้อ我照贴可能就都要好喏，比我不是多了，比就没搞都贴就没喏，老都要auto key。rồi phong đó bé là na, là từ phai bồ lì nó na, ấy bé cho tôi tuân theo lời shout thia. This is the first time, not the last time. Bé được chuẩn đầu, lúc chơi nhau một thế, do thầu tư của tôi nó hù sát tông thia, tàu TV nó chơi nên chăng là because I believe them. Do lỡ chịu qua lỡ thiêu qua đó bé, do của chị tôi bé chịu qua nó lỡ thiêu qua đó bé. Lỡ số tua bé rather than ua cho bé nè. So khi nào bé tự cởi tàu hết tiệt, we exercise our rights, our voice, and things will change and be better for us. Khi nào giờ mình cả hai mà, cú chơi mong cú lúc bé sẽ đầu hình, cú mót xiêm bồn nọ, cú tự tua đây nọ, cú cho cú chơi mình nhiều chơi là cú cho là hình mà, cú xa tiền nên nhớ hôm nào nên chơi tua thiệt. And let's do it together. Cú need nay, bé need nay, nay là need bé cho nọ thiệt nè. We're gonna be here for you. Bây giờ mong biết bảo chỉ tao biết tụi chú bự nó. They will always fight for mong.
Let me say one more thing.
Yes.
Do hai tiền lù khó rally tận đây nói nên mong tôi bung cổ cho university. Cú yêu cả Paula, tất cả yêu bên nhau, automatic yan đã cả chụp bên đó. Okay, clearly nó rồi nè. Do hai tiền nên tuân trưởng cổ cho university chỉ tao chân đi lại. Paula yan nhau hồng automatic tôi bên nó. Để khán giảเขาclearly đó nè rồi. Để xem mà, 我找到个多的多。去新出来，各自给我多的多测试，就别人种种了，可能要一考给我测背路上，测背路上的，要领导他就种的种。It's going great. It's good. 要种种了，要一考我估报到来的，背路过莫崩，未被知道这个人人，要领导背地里要做到通车工具，背要当天这个人人的的，要去路了，要能我承认了多种不理解。ไอ้ลัวเป้ตูเนาะอีตูซื้อลัวตัว support เป็นบ่เลยเนาะเกี่ยวเลยเนาะจีเนาะเป้ยต่อต้องใช้工具เลยเนี่ยเลยเราเป้จีตัวจะปวดเล่งสิอ่ะเป้ยจุดตัวก็จะเชี่ยเล่งเอ้ย头对เป้เชี่ยเล่งเลยเนาะเป้ที่เลยต่อเป้าต่อ路线จีให้เดี๋ยวเป้ที่จะเกี่ยยังโจเป้จงนึ่งเชื่อได้ที่สิเท่ไอ้ว่าเจ้าเราก็หมดตัวได้ตัวไอ้ว่าเจ้ามงจันทร์ซิตี้เจ้า news ว่าป้า record ขนาดเท่ไอ้ซาโดจงเนี่ยจงสิเชื่อได้ตอมลงเท่ชื่อเสียงเดี๋ยวจะเราทอนนี่จะรัวยันนี่นอขนาดเลย Please be here. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for listening.
用小话上咯，被梦呀，明年是到梦给我先到呀，但是嘛个故事少多讲，就连hôm nọ個都bỏ học cứ bài thế, tất thời gian này, bây giờ đó họ lúc kẹp nó cái啥đấy ya.
You know, cú thâu ở châu được co. Nếu cú chỉ share tua nó vì cú bỏ có đại video ấy có một thay cho America đúng nó tôi protest the first or second time ấy cú bỏ thì cho America đúng thì cho mình là hạt tiền Mong Lives Matter mà cú lúc share mà mò kia tiền wow mấy cho nên tiền Mong Lives Matter ấy là cơn gió mà nó rất kế này thằng đầu bây lu coalition cú tao lo thì cú tiền giờ là tao là chỉ cú tua thế so linh tao cụ thiết chỉ share tua bỏ cụ bảo thì cụ tập bên nói thì cụ yên chỉ có cụ bảo thì có follow your news nó có continue to do because có your news and it really impact people new change cụ because of your video cụ bỏ lên này cụ thiết tua
ít con nó chưa sinh ra bởi vì đó có bên nhau mình là nó sinh ra hồi giờ ít tuวันnào chữ nhau rồi nó sai lúc tê lúc chờ sai tê làm bên sinh nhau nó thọ sinh ra phong lo hai lúc tiếp tục có hai lúc đó sinh ra lo công mua còn này có bỏ tới bây giờ chụp công ty đi ra tới bây giờ mua xe bỏ đi ra.
You know, lý nó chữ thiệt bây giờ nó bị bomb but everybody is disappointed. They give up in hope and let you vote này vậy. Vì là bỏ tới nó chữ nó là chỉ ba cái tê tê lên nè. But I have to say, you know, Senator Fong, thank you for coming out to stand and cry with us. You know, trong này có thế cụ này bây giờ nó bự chữ rõ, nhưng mà cụ tôi cho là mong bé mong cụ bự chữ I never had that in my life. It's on nhẹ lu xuyên chữ thì rong đi nói bây giờ kia so nó nói cứ tôi hay nữa cho lu sau bây thia nữa những commit hạt tiền nữa ba bây I don't know about anybody else you know cho nó chụp bên này bỏ nhia raising dollar là tôi chỉ so sometimes you don't want to call to share or lose hope dollar but I know that Senator Fong was here today and you know có here bên tu brother-in-law so thank you so much mua có tôi sure rồi bên nó nói bên mua plucker and cú lo cú mong share thia cú yêu bán này theo
vấn đề yo đặc kamu California yo đặc kamu chế hay là đâu cho nên chỉ cái cha nhau nó hồn nó bây giờ nó lose sinh thì bây giờ nó từ là bây giờ muốn cái dùng sử dụng nó tiền của vấn đề yo đặc hay là sao
you know tất nhiên là cô tôi cái nói ở tu này là thâu cái này cú sa tiền chơi mong tôi nó bị protest tất nhiên tôi nói yeah ở tu sister nè nếu ở tu mùa tôi tức là lâu ấy cho cô ấy đừng ý lăng xin and it made me hurt even more thì wow cho nó cũng cho là bỏ kia ở tu mùa đời yeah là chuyện này nó it hay giờ uống được cú sa and nó có tiền nó cũng cho lù hành mình gì vì cô thì they don't need to cry and you tụi nó tua chết tia lên rồi người tia đầy đũa là tự này sẽ được thả cho nữ nè reflect tia they just be sad tia chỉ học bên này biết gì but one day what if it was you what are you gonna do
well vấn đề chấp là vấn đề chấp là đó có sự có sự tôi sau chuyện này mong nhất là mình sao để hỗ trợ được tận đây nó khó nói giờ tiền là hay là dùng chỉ tiền là chỉ tốn chỉ có chỗ nào nữa
chỗ
nô nà cú giờ sân đòn hơi bé tua trong the capital state capital đó bé liên tục với thằng ngọc lâu bé tua cứ bay từ trả cho cái chính nhân chẳng tạm lúa tua bé tụ cứ đi Yia Xiong tua giờ liên đó bé cô tua trong cơ trong the nô nà khó bé tua là nô nà bé cô tua tàu yên chừng sang chơi sẽ chỉ sang trong nhưng chừng trong cơ là ta chỉ mà chừng chơi thia giờ nên là ít thia ở bên kia này ta chỉ mà bọn này tôi chửi thia giờ nên là bên tôi đó nó còn nó nào mà giờ mỗi trăm biểu sẽ trong capital nó bên tôi push là tôi thấy ta rõ còn là pass trăm biểu đó thia trăm biểu đó vậy trăm biểu yếu ba chỉ khó cho cái tu chẳng sử có rong đua là ya tòn tê chỉ dân là bé cô tập push trăm biểu chua đại biểu xin được thêm chỉ tòn tê nó na bé xã còn mua trăm biểu đó trừ sĩ tôi một trong số là sĩ thia mà lúc khi đó này có mừng cha.
Have the family of Dante Wright, who is also on his way as well. And so while we are waiting to get started and have a couple of speakers, we will start with a couple of chants in the meantime. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Reason at all is an injustice done to one of us is an injustice done to all of us. So we stand here in solidarity. No matter what we look like, no matter the color of our skin, we are standing here today together to say no more. We're asking for legislative changes. We're asking for them to change the rules and the laws that have allowed this to happen to our communities and to hurt people and harm people. So we have a few voices that have come out today to stand up for the life of everyone who has been stolen here in the state of Minnesota. We will now, first we will have the guest speakers. We will have we have some of the senators that are here that are standing in solidarity with our community and impacted families. And we have Senator Fong Her.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Stands in solidarity with the Stolen Life family, the family of Yia Xiong. I'm saddened to see a picture of Dante Wright, a picture of Amir Locke, George Floyd. It saddened me. I thought after George Floyd things would be better and police deadly force will be stopped. But they continue to ignore legislation that we have been put in place. And who's violating the law? Is it us law-abiding citizens who came here? Yia Xiong is a Hmong person that hearing impaired. When to walk into this room, I look at the video again and again, and it bothers me. And no English. So thank you for being here in solidarity. I will work hard. I speak every time when police issues come to my committee, whether it's transportation, environment. I will make sure that they heard my point that training police officer need to put highest regard to people of mental health. And I have Senator John Hoffman here from Brooklyn Park, whose mental health is his highest regard. Thank you for being here, Senator Hoffman. I also have him here next to me as Representative Samakar, who represents this area, 65A. So I invite a number of my colleagues, but maybe they're gonna come down at some point. But I'm gonna challenge them. I know this is busy time for all of us. We can have done more. I want to ask you to continue to fight with me. I will stand by, I will listen, and I will advocate for you here in the state capitol. My heart's heavy. I'm angry. I'm mad, but I'm focused. Focused to fight for justice. To fight for justice for all this family. And sadly, to Mr. Yia Xiong, I must switch to my native tongue, my Hmong language. 我找没说的是做多，我想个到一路里头做湖阳山，做湖晒带多，我这个晒多，我知道不会靠个有牛，还有做到一路都得做啥。 我sáng tại我都知道數，我都認識啦。我整個州間咧，一盤做幾個月，揸到揸揸了，都lâu nè。sau đó hà tụ lâu, mình mong sự yên tao tao là nè, lòng mong má bạn mình có sự tao tao là cái cụ họ nói với họ chỉ cần gì, bây giờ tàu xe nó rong lên chàng. I'm calling to our Ramsey attorney to expedite this process. Had an independent investigation, and also going to call my friend Attorney General as well. Cái của sáng khó của hai thành phố của tại số bên bí sư chỉ bên tổng hội đi sai chữ. Ok, giờ bên chỉ lấy chỉ nhà lấy là họ nói là tờ chẳng cái chỉ danh gì là. Bên chỉ tờ chẳng cái chỉ danh thì mỗi lúc là từ đầu lúc từ bên thầu tu hồ phòng lì bên là tiền người nhiều lái giật tròn lấy họ. Sau sở vừa bên là tiền là tiền nó một cái xin chàng xin chế sẽ là tờ cháu thọ được sẽ lên tròn lấy họ. Bên muốn là cho tôi người cho tên mình nè. Họ tên mình giờ tụi tôi này nói đây họ tên mình là tôi trai người giờ tôi chính sử cho chính trang là. Giờ bên xin tờ chẳng ở đây Yia Xiong tôi giờ tôi trang chập lấy tụi lâu. Tôi chỉ muốn các họ nói chỉ tổ hay là để nuôi chế cho các tôi cần trang chập lấy tôi cứ yêu mong sống tôi chỉ là trong tôi này. Để tao xin cổ sang. Vì nông trống bây giờ cứ cho họ cứ tôi bên xin sầu nói bên cổ sang chủ được hai nền. Vì nông tàu bên nó học pha sẽ còn rồi chàng. Chủ chạy là lo băng chủ mẹ. Vì nhớ hôm nói về là lúc sợ nóคือเห็นเลยชิมอเชิญจุดเป็นตัวเชื่อลังก็คือทำเป็นทอจินเนอร์ไม่ฮะก็คือไปอยู่ที่สองที่บ้านตัวอย่างต่างเตะแล้วจนตอนนั้น 我讲到因为习俗，我准备做的时候，我就风雨要第三年了，我跟你们讲，轮到下来，他们只有小手工冇做，咩个咩那街上下佢，被至少我啲每人出事啦，就要冇啦，又被查到之后嘅ผู้個不嘅家庭，就這裡我就諗。
We will now have, we're going to have the impacted families, the family of Yia Xiong, and then other families that have lost loved ones at the hands of law enforcement say a few words. I'm going to go a little bit different than the agenda because I first want to have someone who has fought with our families tirelessly, non-stop. I will have Michelle Gross that will say a few words, and then we will also then have a woman who has come here. Her name is Paula Yang. She's a national advocate from California that stands for... Thank you.
I'm so proud today. I'm so proud to be standing with all of you today. It's so important that we are in here and that we raise one voice together collectively to demand the changes that will prevent any further families from suffering. This is so important to see all of you here today. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank yourselves. Clap for yourselves. Thank you. There are many things that need to happen in all of these cases. One thing that we have been pushing for at the legislature is an independent body to investigate and prosecute these cases. We have had that as a bill for 3 years in a row, and for 3 years in a row, the legislature has ignored that bill. No more. We're going to demand that that they create an independent investigation and prosecution body that takes all of the investigations away from the BCA. The BCA is not neutral. The BCA does biased investigations, and we've proved it. And then the decision about prosecution is in the hands of the same county attorneys that these people work with. Does that sound neutral to you? No! So we have got to change the way things are being done, and that is our intention. We have 8 bills at the legislature, including ending qualified immunity, ending the statute of limitations for police wrongful deaths. Right now it's 3 years, and the BCA eats up at least 1 year of that with their phony investigation. And then these families are dealing with their grief and all the other complications of legalities, and many times families miss the statute of limitations. We have got to get rid of that statute of limitations. There should be no statute of limitations on murder by police. None. We want to, we have several other bills that are making their way through the process. We want to, for example, I'm going to testify later today on a Senate bill that both allows the families to have access to body camera footage within 48 hours, and would also allow communities to have real civilian oversight, would get rid of the constrictions on civilian oversight that exist right now. And so we will be able to create real civilian oversight in communities where it's necessary. We know what the situation is in Minneapolis, we know how bad it is in St. Paul, and all the other communities. We need civilian oversight and the real stuff, where they can actually make a decision, recommend discipline, and even dispense discipline. We need this stuff. And so these are bills, I'm actually going to testify on those 2 bills later this evening. And so we are working for all of those kinds of things. We want to make sure that we require police officers to carry their own professional liability insurance. This is something we've been pushing for a very long time. The idea is this. Right now, a police officer does something bad. Who pays for that? The taxpayers. Those cops keep on working. They don't have any consequences. There's nothing. They just keep going. We're sick of it. They've got to have consequences for their conduct. Some of these guys are so bad that they wouldn't be able to get insurance. If we had professional liability insurance, Derek Chauvin would never have gotten to the point of murdering George Floyd. That guy had 26 complaints, 4 prior deadly force incidents. He would have never got to the point of killing George Floyd. because he wouldn't have been insurable. He wouldn't have been insurable. And so those are the kinds of things we want to see happen at the legislature. They're the kinds of stuff that'll keep the cops from killing people, and that's what we're here for. I want to say it again, I'm so proud to stand with you. I'm so proud to make these demands, and I'm so proud to work with you as we make the changes that will prevent us from having any further stolen lives. That's what we're here for. So I want to hear y'all do this. You know, the legislators are in the hearing chambers right now, right? They're in the chambers, and they can hear when we make a lot of noise in this space. Did you know that? Because it goes upstairs, and they can hear it and everything like that. It's a beautiful old building with what I would say pretty crummy acoustics, which makes great for us because when we shout, they hear us. So I want everybody to say.
Okay, so we now have a wonderful activist that came from all the way from California just to come and stand with us, that has stood with the Hmong community. We are introducing Paula Yang. Thank you.
Our hearts are heavy. I know those legislators are in their closed door very comfortably, and I wish that they wonder what we are doing out here is so loud. I don't think our chant was loud enough. My heart still hurt for my family member Yia Xiong. So when I shout we want justice, we're gonna say it real loud and get those guys' ears hurting inside. We want justice! 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 Let's take a moment and ask God to watch all over us, especially for the family that they lost their loved one. That today they come crying, looking for each other, looking for me. Today we will go home and we will have to sit at the table on the sofa, knowing that our daddy, Yia Xiong, will not be home. And all his military brothers in the armed forces, the SGU veterans of the Hmong community, will not hear his name or see him again. But today his name is Yia Xiong and will never go away. We're going to stand here every time they have a court hearing, every time they have a decision to investigate this, that they do it right, and we want justice. We will not stop. We will keep coming more by the number. I'm here from California. My name is Paula Yang. I've been in this state for so long, but I remember 15 years old, I've been fighting for equality and justice in our community. As we all stand and watch the black lives deteriorate, today we say Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter! Because we lost so many brothers and sisters in the system through police brutality. I have a young woman right here, she's a widow today. Doesn't that hurt? And that police officer that walks by us, if they could smile, that hurts. And today we're all gonna shout, we're all gonna stand here, and I just wanna thank every one of you for being out here, standing for yourself, for your father, for your uncle, and for those that will be harmed by the police if the system does not change. We have enough lives. When I Google what's going on in Minnesota with the last 30 days of shooting, 2 months, and the page is whoop. What state is that? Why does the governor and the president look at the state where so many lives are lost? Innocent lives are lost. And today my uncle Yia Xiong couldn't speak English. He's not only a man, but he's a war hero. The police officer took his life And today, the local news still says that police officers are honorable as heroes. No, we're not going to take that. We pay tax money for their jobs. We don't pay tax money to kill people. The police job is to protect and serve. They did not serve my uncle Yia Xiong. He's a veteran. He surrendered. He took cover by closing his door into his own home and get peace. But it was escalated by the police department with their actions of kicking the door down and shooting him 5 times. I don't need to tell the story anymore because you see it on all over Facebook and YouTube. If you have a daddy, if you have an uncle, it should hurt you. And we should have more people standing in this rotunda, but today I am honored to have you guys join us. And today we are honored to have these 2 powerful women of force that we are born with nurturing hearts. So thank you for the Black Lives That Matter. Thank you for the communities united against police brutality. We need you, we need each other. We're all gonna embrace each other like this from now on. I have a sister, and I have a brother, and wherever we go, we're gonna go like this. They're gonna take us and take all of us, but they will not do one single shot no more. No more. We're gonna take our streets back. So thank you. I want to tell you, all of my mom, family members, and brother and sister, that we come here with dignity and we know our rights, and we're going to fight this fight for justice for Yia Xiong and many of those young lives that was taken by police brutality. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys again.
I want us to say his name real quick. Khalil Azad. Khalil Azad. Khalil Azad. Khalil Azad. Also, we want Keith Ellison to bring charges immediately in the case of Yia Xiong. That's my nephew. He was found dead in Beltrami County Jail. We've been doing this for 5 years. We know that law enforcement let him lie on the floor for 8 hours till he died, and we want some accountability. 6 days until he died. So we want some accountability in that now. Yia Xiong, say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Minnesota is home of the biggest racial wealth gap in America. The biggest racial wealth gap in America. We have a reparations bill right now, and we're demanding that we get a hearing ASAP. That bill's been sitting around since February, and our legislator is slow to move on it. So we want the legislator to move on that. That's one of the most, police accountability and closing the racial wealth gap are the most important issues in Minnesota right now, and there should be no delay in passing meaningful, powerful legislation like the Minnesota Migration Act and the 9 to 8 bills that Michelle Gross just mentioned. So, today we are demanding that the Minnesota Migration Act also calls for anti-lynching legislation. What happened to Amir Locke was like, and no-knock warrants. No-knock warrants need to be passed right away. No good cops in a racist system. 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 Also, I want us to give a big shout out to Shira Garraway from Family Supporting Families for putting this together and supporting all of these families who are in here today with love and care. We need our legislator and our Senate to do the same, to love and care us and pass meaningful legislation this session. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. No racist. No peace. No racist. No peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Trayon. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So now we have quite a few speakers. So we have Jess Hansen that will briefly just say that she stands in solidarity with our community. And I don't want to stall out any further because the reason that we're here today is for Yia Xiong, for Tekle, for Justin Tigan, for Dante Wright, for all of the families. We are here to support these families. So we want to make sure that they are front and center today. And so that is our whole goal, is to support the impacted families that lost their loved ones at the hands of this corrupted system here in the state of Minnesota. So without further ado, we will have our representative speak to us, Jess Hansen. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Jess Hansen. I represent District 55A. It's down in Savage in Northwest Burnsville. I came from a moment where John Thompson and I met marching, blocking highways, shutting down city council meetings, and after so many times of grieving with families and standing in solidarity in cold weather and hot weather, to politicians who would, some listened but most didn't, I decided I had to stop marching so much and I had to start running. Because it was important that we had voices here at the Capitol who knew what it was like to be ignored, who watched other friends, family, and loved ones be shut down and not heard, that watched legislation get introduced and then just die. And that wasn't okay. So I'm proud to stand in solidarity with everybody who's lost somebody, because nobody should have to go through what you've gone through at all. And we can be the change we want to see in the world. So one of the first bills I carried was in honor of Travis Jordan. Travis lost his life during a mental health crisis. I worked with Michelle and CUAPB and a number of other organizations, and Travis's law is now law in Minnesota. There's a lot of other things happening here at the Capitol, but what I want to just leave you with is that it's critically important that you continue to do what you're doing. You could choose to be anywhere doing anything with your time, but you chose to be here. And that's meaningful and important because this is what it looks like to be the change that we want to see in the world. So thank you all for choosing to be here today. Thank you. I'm here. Contact your representatives, contact your senators, ask them to push this agenda forward, make sure these bills get heard, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm always here. I'm a regular person that got elected to public office. I have a lot of power that nobody should have this much. So take some, please.
Thank you. So we will now have words from Yia Xiong's family. Anyone from Yia Xiong's family that would like to? Okay. So we have the nephew of Yia Xiong who is here to stand for his uncle today. Before we have him speak, I want you guys to look around at each other and look at all of the different nationalities. We have Asian lives that are here. We have Black lives that are here. We have white lives that are here. We have Hispanic and Native lives that are here. And this is what community looks like. 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 If you don't get it, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Thank you, the nephew of Yia Xiong. Thank you.
It's been 40 days since my uncle Yia died by the hands of the St. Paul Police Department. And it has been some of the darkest days of our lives. My family has been trying to make sense of a loss that should have never happened. It's a pain that no family should ever have to endure. Knowing that a loved one was senselessly taken away, that their life was cut short by the very people who swore to protect them. These officers arrived unseen with disregard for my uncle's life, and they killed him in a matter of minutes, in less time than my speech today. If they had just taken a little bit of time to assess what is going on, they would have seen that my Uncle Yia was of no harm to anybody. When Yia was standing in the Commons talking to bystanders, was he a threat? No. When Yia turned and walked away, was he a threat? No. When Yia retreated to his own apartment, was he a threat? No. But the St. Paul Police Department wants to justify his death by telling us that he charged with a knife. The only people who charged was the police when they charged into the building, and they charged at my uncle, and they killed him. Yeah. If this can happen to a 65-year-old elder, a war veteran in our community, then it can happen to anybody. Mayor Carter and Chief Axel Henry wanted to bring diversity to the police force. They say it was for the benefit of the community. Yet these officers from our community still ended up killing the same people they swore to serve and protect. What does that say? This is not just about a few bad apples. It's an entire system that is so broken that allows people from our own community to turn around and kill us. On behalf of my family, Yia Xiong's family, I demand justice. We cannot continue to allow police officers with poor judgment and who use excessive force to go unpunished. We need real consequences for the police officers who betrayed the public trust and abused their power. It is unacceptable to have a system that won't hold its officers accountable. And this is a betrayal of the trust that we have placed in law enforcement. We must all stand together, and we must all demand justice. Justice not just for my family, but for all families. Yeah. Justice for all our communities.
Say his name. Yeah. Say his name. Yeah. Say his name. Yeah. When do we want it? No. Where do we want it? When do we want it? No. What do we want? No. When do we want it? No. My lives. No. My lives. No. My lives. No.
Yia Xiong! Yia Xiong! No justice! No peace!
No justice! Police! No racist!
Police! No racist! Police!
Kobe Heisler, say his name! Kobe Heisler! Janelle Frazier, say his name! Janelle Frazier! Yia Xiong, say his name! Yia Xiong! Yia Xiong, say his name! Yia Xiong! Yia Xiong, say his name! Yia Xiong! Wow, we did a powerful job, guys!
We gotta keep going, God. We just can't stop today. Okay, come all the way from California, and I'm just...
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
一种年纪个的那家，我做了那个些好少事，当然了，要给到木的人，贴着给人人就也想要种的 capital 好弄生活生命的说的，老做这里那了，好看那就传到，被慢慢做完都入不了，被人就自己那都共知道，那都保底样个天，我做那都晒的 video 呢。